Hi, all. Welcome to Chai Shop Conversations. Today is our first episode, and I'm very excited to announce that our guest today is one of my good friends, Milan Mandalia from Ahmedabad, Gujarat. And let's see what he's up to now. Hi, Milan. What's up?
Hello,
How have you been?
hello. Good, yeah. What's up? How are you?
I'm good, man. It's been a long
Long
time since
time
I
I haven't
saw
seen
you,
your
also.
face.
Yeah, that is true. So, how's it going? I see the studio behind you.
It's going good, yeah. Gujarat is a fairly newer industry if
Hmm,
you consider films and all.
right.
So there are certain ups and certain downs. Like there's tons of work over here,
Hmm.
but the type of work is very different from what we were doing in South India.
Like that.
Very, yeah. Obviously,
So,
the music is different because it's a different state, it's a different region. We have our
hmm,
own thing over here.
correct.
Yeah, that way it's fun though over here. Learning
Hmm.
some new things. Haven't
Reconnecting
lived
with
here
your
in a
roots.
while. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, what are you basically doing there now?
So I shifted back to Ahmedabad from Bangalore last year. Like
Hmm.
you already know that, but
Yeah.
just to put it out there. For 8, 9 months, I was constructing my studio over here
Hmm.
with a friend of mine who's an interior designer, a musician, and an architect.
Oh,
So he
nice.
helped me uh, construct this studio over here, which took around 6, 8 months, six
Okay.
to 8 months. Once it was done, it was finished in March. So we still haven't opened yet officially. There's no
Hmm.
official opening done, which is on the
Okay.
25th of October.
Oh, nice.
Uh, yeah, so the work had started. The work was already lined up. So I was doing independent projects and a little bit of here and there of the recordings of movie
Movies. Okay.
background scores and recordings of voiceovers and jingles and garba songs and percussions and all of that. So I've been learning a lot
Okay.
from that. The past 3 months was uh, very, very educating because I had not done this in a commercial aspect. I had always worked in somebody else's studio, but
Hmm.
I'd recorded people, but it wasn't my studio. So everything is on me over here. So it was a different thing, when you do your own space and invite people to record their things, and it's a different feeling. It
Yeah.
feels nice.
Yeah. But what made you go back to Ahmedabad from Bangalore?
um Nothing made me go back. I just wanted to try out uh, you know working in a different region. uh, Also, Gujarati is my mother tongue,
Hmm.
my birth language. So I've been born here, I've been brought up here, but I'd never worked here. Also, I've been living away from my parents since the past fif- 10, 15 years. So I wanted to live back in the same house as them as well.
Yeah.
I just
Okay.
figured I would, try this out for a few years now.
Okay. So then let's get to the topic of where you started. Like, how did you
Oh,
get
where I
into? You
started.
started with guitars, right?
Yeah, I'm still a guitar player.
No, I know. Yeah, but
Yeah.
you started with the guitars, as in that was your first instrument.
Yeah, vocals actually. So
Oh.
this is a very interesting thing because guitars was not my first instrument.
Oh,
So
I
it's
always thought
very,
guitar was your first instrument.
yeah, professionally, yes. If you consider professionally starting as a guitar player, earning money out of it, you're working full time as a musician, yes, guitar was my first instrument. But I was uh, suggested by my mother to play the mandolin when I was in my third grade.
Did you play?
Yeah, I did. I went to learn for a
Yeah.
few years, for a few months actually. But I was not very interested because probably it was that age where I wanted to go out and play more.
Mm-hmm.
I was more interested in sports than, doing anything like this.
Mm.
So, yeah, so mandolin was actually my first instrument. I never played after that. I
Okay.
still have that mandolin. I have to get it repaired. That reminds me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, mandolin and vocals were my first introduction to music as a, you have to learn this kind of a thing.
Mm.
But after that, I don't think so after third grade, I didn't play the mandolin, or it was just lying in one attic in my house. And I picked up the guitars in college, actually,
Okay.
after school. And that is when I really, really was interested in doing that.
In Ahmedabad
And
itself.
in Ahmedabad, yes, in Ahmedabad, there's one very, really good guitar teacher over here. He's still
Okay.
there.
Okay.
So I learned all the basics and how to approach a guitar and what to practice and how to practice and all of that from the local teacher here.
Okay.
उसके बाद I went to college in Vidyanagar. There's a town close by. It's around
Okay.
50 kilometers. Still kept playing. I played in the college band. I still have friends from my band
That's
who are
nice.
working as musicians and uh, producers in Bombay.
Oh, okay.
Uh, yeah, loads of them. Like three, four of us. We, except for one or two of them, most of us
Got
continued.
into music. Yeah.
Yeah, continued playing music. So after college is when we met. I met you at Swarnabhumi. So
Correct.
that is after college.
After
So
college.
we
Right.
kept doing it. Uh, Post college, my family plans were to, go abroad and study like any other Gujarati child, do your MBA and, you know, join the family business and,
Right.
do that. I sort of went in a very different direction than most of my cousins. And I had the blessings of my parents.
Correct.
So I tried out, formally learning
Music.
music. So went to Swarnabhumi Academy of Music in 2012.
Hmm.
Till 2014, I was doing that only.
Right.
So learning and studying over there, and that's where we met.
Yeah, but after
So
that you went to Bangalore. That's how it is,
after
right?
that, I actually came back home to do music from Ahmedabad. But
Uh,
the scene 10 years back wasn't that great over here. Now it's a completely different thing.
oh, now it's good
And
in Ahmedabad.
no, now it's really good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Everyone's a musician. Just joking. So a lot of opportunities have opened up in the past 10 years over here.
Right.
Uh, from the film industry, Gujarati film industry, from the independent circuit. There's tons of things you can do here. Yeah. Uh,
So basically, if you want to be a producer or like a musician, you can financially sustain yourself in Ahmedabad. Is it
yes and no,
okay?
because so sustaining yourself, if you're just a musician,
Right.
it's kind of difficult over here because there are gigging seasons over here, which I got to know after I came back,
Mm.
which is from Navratri till and then the wedding season, and then till February, March.
Well,
So
that's there
that is
everywhere,
like the
no?
prime gig. Oh
Mm.
yeah, Bangalore we used to gig like every day. If we want to
Yeah,
do
that
a
is
show, we
true.
could have done it here. Doesn't matter, small show, big show, but
Yeah,
if you wanted to play every day, you can play
that
every
is true.
day.
Yes.
So yeah, that's not the scene here.
Okay.
So here the scene is very seasonal.
Right.
So eight months a year you can earn a bomb. There's very few venues like we have in
Correct.
Bangalore or Bombay or Pune where they actually support uh, independent musicians,
Mm.
gigging musicians and all of that. So yeah, that's the scene over here. But it's very seasonal. Like right now, if I want to get a dholi to record dhols or tablas or whatever, a percussion artist, it's very difficult to find one, bro.
Oh yeah,
Because half of them are in America. Yeah, so their tours start 1 month before Navratri.
Navratri.
So overseas, they'll be in New Zealand, then they'll be in Australia, then they'll be in UK, then Canada, US, and then they'll be here for Navratri. And again, after Navratri, they'll
Go
go to
back.
two, three countries. And yeah.
That's a good line of
And
work there, though.
oh,
Oh,
insane. But it's very tiring also, no? Like,
true.
you have 4 shows in a month in Australia. So you'll have two shows on the weekend. And then the entire week you're just sitting there wondering, what will I
What
do
to
now?
do?
So that kind of things also happen. But it's a very good opportunity over here if you want to see how things are like in other, countries and all of that. They go
Mm.
for Garba only, but you can still, you get exposure of, traveling overseas and, you
Mm.
know, earning money in that sorts. Because how many musicians can say that I've traveled these many countries to play
Countries.
shows?
Correct.
That's very, very, it was very fascinating for me to see, this was
And,
last year was the first time I saw that.
and
But these
humbling
guys are
also.
traveling like eight, nine. Yeah, very
Oh,
humbling. Like
yeah. I know.
eight, nine countries you guys are traveling. You're like, yeah, every year. It's like, what? That's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you know, you can be a very busy musician. That is one point. You can earn your living in that way.
Mm. Mm.
And if you're both a live musician and a studio guy, if you
Mm.
have that experience and you're good at it, then it's not a
Not a
problem.
problem.
It's not as great as Bombay because Bombay is the biggest industry in our country,
Yeah.
or Chennai, or Bangalore, or Kochi, or Hyderabad. But it is getting there.
There.
You can still live comfortably.
Eh,
If you're smart enough to do
smart
that, if
and
you have that business sense in you, and
correct.
you can you can work your way out and live very comfortably
So it's a
in
good
Gujarat
that you are
as
one
well.
of the first to be there right now. Like when that boom is coming
No,
or
no, no, that boom came like 5 years back.
oh yeah.
I'm actually one of the last ones, local ones, to come back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that the boom I mean, you can call it a boom and all, but you
Hmm.
can also, you know, it's, I mean, it is a sort of a boom, but it's been going on since 6, 7 years now, 5, 6 years mostly. That musicians over here are getting that opportunity,
Opportunity
getting
to do.
that level of gigs and concerts and shows, and they're busy around the year. At least 8 months a year, they're super busy. So
Hmm.
that sort of thing is happening,
Hmm.
but it's still a long way to go. Like exposure to a lot of things, because what this does now is this makes you, like what I've seen in at least a year and a half. uh, it makes you very comfortable in that small bubble of what you're playing.
Okay. Yeah.
Nobody wants to experiment. And that
Correct.
goes on for everything. It's not like I'm complaining about that thing, but I saw that in Bangalore also,
Bangalore
I
as
saw that in
well.
Bombay
Yeah.
also. Chennai also, we saw that.
Uh,
The kind of music you keep playing is the thing that you keep playing. But I got very bored of that. That's why I like kind of keep leaving bands and joining new
joining
ones,
new
and
ones.
you know trying to change my field, like from a live guy to a studio guy, because studio I learned a lot of things,
But
like
why the
you have to
transition?
be
Why was there a transition from the guitar to a studio, or
to
it
production.
to production? Yeah.
Yeah, so transition, because you can't, I mean, I know I'm half decent at the guitar.
Hmm.
I know that we used to play together as well, and I
Yeah.
know I've been practicing enough. I still practice 2.5 hours every day at least.
Hmm.
uh, After that it's all noodling. You can only concentrate for 2 hours, and that is also a
That
lot.
is also a lot. Yeah.
So yeah, or you can pick up a pen and paper and do your, your theory stuff or whatever, but playing is maximum 2.5 hours,
Okay.
because
Yeah.
after that is there's nothing that is going in, then you're just on
Just,
autopilot.
uh,
So yeah, coming back to topic, I transitioned from that to production because I know, since I've been a child, I've had influences, and I remember instances where if I liked a song, no, I would
hmm.
not only sing that song, but I would also hum the interlude parts in the middle. Like if there's a cello section going, I would actually
Oh,
sing that cello section
yeah,
going.
I know you have that this thing, right? You can actually sing. What is that?
Oh
Like a
yeah,
trumpet.
the
You can
the
make the
trumpet
trumpet sound.
trumpet thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. So that I discovered very late in
Later.
life.
Okay.
But this was, I could actually like not sing in that same key or something, but I would remember what
How it
that song
goes.
is, yeah, how it went and what those notes were played. I wouldn't sing it pitch perfect
I
because
got
I
it.
don't
Yeah.
have perfect pitch, but and I'm not that great of a singer or a good singer. But yeah, so like for instances, I loved, like every kid in our country, I loved A.R. Rahman.
Hmm.
uh, and my favorite album of his, one of my favorites, most of his albums I really like, love his albums, but my favorite was Rangila. And there were songs of that uh, album where I could, like the spirit of Rangila, Tan, 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 na, 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 tan, taran, tan, tan, na, 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 na.
Hmm.
That kind of things, I would sing it as a child. But that, I didn't focus on it, and I probably didn't have the brains back then that I can actually, learn
Learn
where
that.
this comes from and all, which came back to me when I was 25, 26 years old. And
Right.
then I realized, okay, this something, there's a connection where, it must have meant to be or something. I don't know. I'm
Hmm.
still making a career. So that sort of thing. Like, that's why I, you know, uh, chose this. Like, it came to me as a calling. Like, you do this,
Okay.
even if it takes time, you keep doing this.
Nice.
Because I
And
enjoy it. I truly enjoy it, you know.
right. And
Yeah.
did was there a did you learn on your own all the production and stuff?
No, uh, how did it start? So yeah, I had my studio monitors, my computer, and my interface
Right.
for a while before I actually started recording stuff on that. I would only used to listen to music on those monitors. I had Yamahas
Yeah.
back then, and our roommate, like we used to live together, me,
Correct.
you, and Raghu.
That-
So Raghu actually gave me that thing that you do realize this is meant for recording, not only listening.
Listening.
So I would, so I learned a little bit from him. I would see him working on the thing, but he had a Mac and I had a PC. So he would
Mm,
work on Logic Pro and Pro Tools and all that.
mm.
And I had, what was that? FL Studio or something I had. I don't remember. Cubase I had. Yeah.
Cubase.
One version of free light version of Cubase I had,
Okay.
and Ableton Light I had. So I
Okay.
would try to do the same thing he was doing on Logic Pro, but I couldn't finally. Finally figured it out through YouTube and all of that. Little uh, here and there I started learning. Then this one get together, I Raghu invited Suresh Peters.
Hmm.
Mr. Suresh Peters at my place. That was the time when we were living separately, all of us.
Correct, correct.
So
Yeah,
he invited SP sir, and he Suresh Peters was actually looking. He was wanting to teach people at that time,
correct. Hmm.
and he still
He still
teaches
is, right?
until yeah, he's still teaching. He's uh, I don't know who he's teaching with, but this tells me that I have to give him a call soon.
Right.
I haven't spoken to him in a long time.
He's still in
So
Bangalore only.
he's still in Bangalore. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm. Okay.
So he asked me if I want to join in as a student and want to learn production. And I was like, yeah, yeah, definitely, I want to do that. And I
Hmm.
was wanting to do that, but I didn't know how to. And probably I was lazy or something like that. I don't know. I had lots of excuses I
Yes.
had. So finally, I found somebody who can mentor and, tell me which direction at least to. And he did way more than that. He actually
Hmm.
pushed me towards that direction, and we forever grateful to that person for that, because otherwise nothing would have been possible,
Hmm.
So I was with him as a student for around 8 months, so
Hmm.
9 months actually. Three months he was teaching me different things. So one month will be learning the DAW, and the other month will be, little bit of programming here and there, how to make drum kits, how to create uh, orchestral sounds, and
Hmm.
what libraries are good, and what is working in the industry right now, because he's the industry guy, it's
Yeah,
Suresh
I know.
Peters. He has tons of information, bro. Like, sitting with him for 10 hours will be like
Hmm.
less, 10-hour masterclass with him would be like not enough. So that is how, like, slowly I started doing some guitar parts for him, because I was a guitar player, still am. So he started, telling me that you should talk to this director, you should go and talk to these programmers are working for these directors. Why don't you go talk to them, see if they have a job. And dire dire, I started getting these studio projects around the city. Uh, so yeah, that's how like it went, and I wanted to get into production because uh, if you want to make it as a single, instrument player, you have to be really
Really
good
good.
at it, like exceptionally good at it.
I mean, that's the
Like,
reality of it, right?
yeah, that is the reality of it. And it's not like you can't be, you know, that is the kind of time you have to give behind it. That is the kind of discipline you have to follow behind that. So
Correct.
that's a separate thing, like if you take somebody like Avishek Day or Mohini Day,
Hmm.
or like a guitar player like Chandresh Kudwa, or Floyd Fernandez, or there are tons of people like Sanjay Divecha sir and
Hmm.
all of them. They are some next level, musicians, and you have to give that kind of disciplined practice, behind your instrument. Otherwise, you can be an average drummer or a guitar player or a percussion player, and just, you can live your life and earn your money and all that. But there's no, you'll that will only take you till a certain level. Beyond that, you have to, your discipline is what, matters.
Correct.
So yeah, what I knew is, because, it could be an excuse that I started late, so I need to, learn other things as well.
Hmm.
But then dire dire, once I started learning production, I understood that, started late, started early, doesn't matter. This is what you like doing.
Right.
You love playing the guitar, but you
Hmm.
also love, creating, background scores or whatever, giving backing tracks to whatever melody line is going on and all that, composing melody lines and all of that. So that
Hmm.
I got to know after I started learning how to produce
Hmm.
certain things. So, like, thanks to Raghu and Suresh Peters, I actually figured out that part in me. Otherwise, that wouldn't have come.
Correct.
Like, I don't know if that makes sense, but
But do you have like
just
a goal on where you will be reaching and you want to reach rather? And or is it just like I love doing this, I'm going to keep doing this? Or
Yeah, so my goal is to make uh, music where like it's not like I want to make music to inspire people or anything. I just want to make music. There's that is my goal, and it's a constant, moving goal. It
Hmm.
so uh, like 5 years back, my goal would be I want to learn how to program music, like
Right.
how to make beats behind a song or whatever.
Song. Okay.
Uh, 2 years after that, I would like 3 years ago, I was like, okay, now I want to learn how to make melodies.
Hmm.
So I started singing melodies, humming melodies, playing melodies, try to
Hmm.
play the melody on the piano or whatever, keyboards or whatever. So my honest goal in life is just to make music,
Hmm.
and somehow, earn a living out of
Not
it.
a living out of
But
it.
money is an eventuality.
Correct.
You become good at something, money will follow, but you have to be good at it, like good, genuinely good. You can't
Hmm.
be a scamster because that won't,
Yeah. No.
uh, it'll give you money at that point, but in the later years, in the long run, it won't sustain because people will figure out. People are not stupid.
Correct. That's
So
true.
yeah, that is my like goal to make music. Whether I'm recording someone, that is also making music.
Yeah. That
You know,
is
it doesn't matter. An engineer is a very, very important job.
correct.
Uh, so that also I consider as making music, like how a dhol sounds outside to our ears
Hmm.
has to be replicated and has to be that authentic in the studio. It has to sound like that. Only
Right.
then you can, because sonics is very easy to screw up, like you can make anything sound bad very easily. To
Hmm.
make it sound authentic is the thing.
Hmm.
So that is what my goal is, like to make music, good or bad, that people will tell you. You
That's
can't
true.
judge that. For
Correct.
me, my music is
It's
good.
good. Do you also teach?
So I teach for free now.
Oh yeah. I
Most of
mean,
the times. I don't
okay.
take on students.
Like
I
that.
don't take on students. Like, as in, if I have to teach guitars, I don't teach production,
Okay.
because that takes a long time.
Right.
So, how I teach guitars is I'll take a class which will be
Hmm.
like 2.5 hours long.
Hmm.
Uh, First half an hour, I'll tell the student only, okay, play whatever you're playing. If
Hmm.
you have a backing track, play that backing track. Or if the student is physically in front of me, we'll
Hmm.
jam or
Hmm.
whatever. And the rest of the 2 or 1.5 hours, I'll figure out what is missing in his, whether if it's technique or whether he's stuck in one rut, like playing
Hmm.
pentatonics and he's stuck in, which is not wrong. There are guitar gods who are just solely pentatonic players and they still work.
Yeah.
Like it's not that. But if the student wants to learn more,
Hmm.
I'll teach in that way. But I don't charge for it, like uh, only charges I take are my hourly studio rates,
No.
which is $1,000.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So yeah, but
What
I
have
give
you?
them enough
Do you have
enough
a name
work
for your
for the
studio yet?
next 6 months. They won't see my face. I give them that much
Ah,
work.
nice.
So every 6 months, I'll get one student who will come back. I still have students from Bangalore.
Oh yeah.
Every 2, 3 months, 4, 5 months, they'll come. Okay, I've done that. Now, what do I do next? So I'll ask them to play. And if
Hmm.
they don't play well, I'll ask them, okay, you need to work on it, but this is some little more work I'll give them, accordingly.
Hmm. Nice. So, have you decided a name for the studio yet?
Oh, the name is already done.
Oh yeah. Okay. What
Yeah,
is
yeah,
it?
yeah.
Or do you want to
It's
say it
called,
only?
yeah, yeah, of course. It's
Okay.
called Filmymutt Studio.
Okay. Hmm.
So, yeah, I always wanted a dog in my studio
Ah, I
name.
know.
So,
I know how fond you are of dogs. So
yeah,
yes.
obsessed with dogs. I love
Okay.
dogs. I love every animal actually, even like the creepy ones,
Hmm.
especially the creepy ones.
Do you have any, lastly, do you have any tips for people who want to either become guitarists or, uh, producers? Or... something
Yeah,
that
so
you want to tell them. I mean,
yeah, of course. So this is something I learned.
hmm,
Uh, if you don't follow a discipline consistently,
hmm,
you'll keep disappointing yourself. That is in every aspect, every
correct,
field of life.
right.
But in music, I can say because I've learned that through music.
Hmm,
Because I've wasted a lot of years, to be very frank, chilling, because we already play in a band, I don't need to practice
hmm,
anymore and all of that. So a few years were wasted, 2, 3 years were wasted like that. But then I realized, okay, boss, you need to, up your game because now this is getting boring and you're on autopilot. So yeah, consistency and discipline.
hmm,
That is something. Don't get into, these, you have to keep constantly evolving. That's
correct.
what, like, my thing, because it's very easy to get stuck in a rut
Hmm.
in life also, but in
Life
music
also.
especially. Constantly, keep uh, leveling up, from yourself. You don't have to don't compete with anyone,
Hmm.
and love what you play, because if you don't love it, nobody else will. That's what I learned. Keep liking and loving what you play. If you don't like it, no, it means you have to practice more, or maybe you're doing something wrong technically or maybe theoretically. You have to figure out. But it's all a self awareness process, playing an instrument and learning. Sorry, thoda philosophical it became.
Nay, that's good
But
only. Yeah. If people can
yeah,
connect to
learn.
it, then it's great.
Yeah, I would say learn what you play, love what you play.
To play.
If you don't like it, nobody else will. Learn, love what you create, basically. That's what I learned till now.
That, but
Still,
but don't you think that's very hard for people to do because they think they can always do better, and people start aiming for perfection, and then they get screwed up. You know.
oh yeah, perfection is like the death of creativity, bro.
That's
It is. Learn, like, read books by people like Miles Davis. He was never afraid to play the wrong note.
mm.
It's like, it doesn't matter if you play the wrong note. What you do after that is the solution to it. If you
Mm.
play the wrong note and go, I played the wrong note. No, dude. You played the wrong note, keep repeating it, it'll sound right. I'm
That's
just
true.
joking.
No,
That's not how it
but it
is.
does
But
actually, right?
yeah, it'll sound intentional, like
Yeah.
that's what I've done at certain gigs. I was like, yeah, bro, you played jazz and all that. I'm like, no, bro, that was the wrong note. But I mean, that's what you can do, like, keep working on your craft.
So, Milan, can you show us your studio a little bit?
Yeah, sure. I'll have to unplug
Yeah,
my
yeah,
phone from the holder.
no problem.
So I'll go back here and show you the whole thing.
Hmm.
So this is the control room. How
I
do you
can,
turn the, yeah.
yeah,
Okay. So this is the desk, the control desk.
control
That's
risk.
the
Okay,
monitors and the speakers. This is my
nice.
vocal thing, the mic
Okay,
vocal thing. Very good.
okay.
Engineer's language. So this is my SM50, SM7B.
Hmm.
I just keep it here if I want to, like, record scratches.
Okay,
Uh, these are my monitors. That's my
hmm.
primary guitar. This is the
Okay.
one I play the most.
Oh, which guitar is that?
Uh, oh, this is an Ibanez Pia. It's a
Okay.
Steve Vai signature gem,
Oh, yeah.
basically.
Oh, you have a
That's
tattoo of
those.
Steve Vai as well, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, I have a tattoo of Steve Vai. I'm not showing that.
Okay, no problem. Yeah.
Those are my guitar amps. That's a Friedman
Mm.
BE 100
Right.
Deluxe. That's a Mesa Boogie dual rectifier. You actually came with me to buy this, no?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, we got this together. That's
Correct.
my pedal board,
Uh, right.
and these are my other guitars. That's the Fender Strat. That's another Ibanez gem.
That's a lovely
That's
collection, man.
ES339 Epiphone. That's a
Mm.
Les Paul, my ukulele, my acoustic guitars, the
Mm.
classical guitar, the bass,
Which one did you
and this
first
is
start
the
with? Do you have that guitar with you?
oh, that's in the cupboard basically. So that
Okay.
guitar I don't have it here.
No. All right.
It's not in like showing condition also. I have to get it restored though. Day before
Okay.
only I called a friend of mine who restores old guitars and
All right.
the luthier. So I asked
Hmm.
him, "Can you please fix my guitar?"
Yeah,
So that was an Ibanez, the black Ibanez,
yeah, I
Ibanez
remember.
RG 370 DX.
I
So
don't.
yeah,
Yeah.
these are the guitars and the amps and the pedal board and the control room.
Okay.
I'll show you the other
Oh wow.
uh, other room. So this is the live room. I still have to buy a drum kit. It's
Okay.
fairly new.
Okay.
So this is where like you record
Mm.
and you can see the control room from here. That's
Correct.
the control room.
Mm.
And this is the TLM 103
Okay.
vocal mic. Those are the other mics, my Mesa cabinet,
Mm.
dubbing screen,
Mm.
and the window to look outside. I don't know if you can see it.
Yeah, I can. I can. I can.
Yeah. So this is
Nice
the
setup.
recording room. I
Mm.
still have to get a drum kit. I have to get other mics, and which is a never-ending process. It's
Yeah, I'm sure.
always like you. It's never enough. The gear you have. It's kind of
Mm.
a disease of acquiring gear. It's called
Yes.
GAS actually, gear acquisition syndrome.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah.
Who coined
In
it?
the studio, probably some guy in his 70s now or 80s now. Some guy from the 70s only
I'm
100%
sure. I'm
must
sure.
have coined it.
Mm.
So yeah, so that's the studio. I'll send you photos, yeah.
Yes,
You have to
please.
come and check
Yeah,
it out
I'll
also.
definitely do that. Okay.
Done, done. Yep.
Nice. So, all the best for your studio. And
Thank you.
thank you so much for giving us your time. Okay. I know it's late
Thank you for
already.
having me here, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no problem, dude. And thank you for making my first episode so special. So, thank you.
Okay.
All right. Bye
Yeah.
bye.
Bye. Bye. See
Bye
you.
bye. See you.